Welcome. This video is about how to request and approve case plan and case closure on GBVIMS+. This functionality of the system is used by the system roles of the GBV caseworker or mobile caseworker and GBV case management supervisors. Once the case plan or case closure documentation is completed, caseworkers can request approvals of this case plan and case closure to their case management supervisors set in the system. And their case management supervisors can approve it or reject it. It is important that the process of approving case plan and case closure is included in the case management SOP of organizations. For example, organizations may choose to only request approvals for high-risk cases. Such considerations will be included in the SOP and clearly defining what would be considered as high-risk cases. All organizations might not choose to include approvals of case plan and case closure as part of their supervision framework, and that is okay. Just make sure that your staff knows whether and when, for which cases, they need to request approval of case plan and case closure from their supervisor. This video will show you how to use this functionality on the system. Here, I'm logged in as a caseworker. I have just finalized the documentation of my case plan for this case. Now, I want to request approval for it. So, first, I click on Action, and I select Request Approval. I want to request approval for my case plan, so I select Case Plan. When I click on Case Plan, a pop-up window shows asking Request Approval for the Case Plan form. I click OK. And automatically my supervisor will receive the request for approval. If I go back to my dashboard, I can find the pending approval under the case plan and case closure. Here, I have 2 pending approval for my case plan and none for my case closure. When I click on pending, it will show me the cases for which I am still waiting for feedback from my supervisor. Once they approve or reject the request, it will also show on my dashboard. The process is exactly the same to request the approval of the case closure. I just need to select Request Approval Closure instead. Now, let's log in as a case management supervisor in order to approve or reject cases request for approval. When logging into Primero on my dashboard, I can see the pending approvals. If I click on Pending for the case plan, I can view all of the cases for which I need to review the approval of the case plan and case closure. I select the case I want to review. Here, as a supervisor, I want to check the action plan because that's what I'm requested to approve. So I can view all of the documentation done on the action plan by the caseworker. I can also view other sections in order to better understand the case and be able to decide whether to approve it or not. Once this is done, I click on Action and I go to Approvals. I select the relevant approval, in this case, Case Plan, and I click on Approve Case Plan. A pop-up window shows up. Approve Case Plan. I can click on Yes if I want to approve the case. I can also add comments. Let's say, complete documentation of the case plan. And I click on Submit. I can see on the top of my screen a ribbon confirming that the case plan was approved. Now, if I go back to my dashboard, I can no longer see that I have a pending case to approve because I just did. Now, let's say that as a supervisor, I want to reject the approval. In order to do that, I can just decide not to click on yes, add comments, and then click on submit. I will see the ribbon on the top of my screen that the case plan was rejecting. Now, let's go back to my caseworker login. I can see that under approval, there was one approved case plan. I can also see that one was rejected and one is still pending. If I click on the approved one, I can see the case that was just approved by my case management supervisor. For the rejected approvals, I can also click on rejected and see the case that was rejected. When I open the case, I can see an approval section. Here, I can view the whole history of the approval, when it was requested, when it was rejected, when was it requested again, and when was it rejected again. I can also view details of the rejection. For example, the date it was rejected, the manager comments, and other information. The same applies for approvals that are approved. And this is how you use the approval function on GBVIMS Plus. Thank you for watching this video.